Hey everyone, welcome back to an episode of Crate with Linda. So I'm coming on, guys, because I want to get these bones that I have from the prime rib from Christmas Day into a soup pot because I want to utilize them, and I'm gonna just make one pot of this size pot. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot because basically, well, everybody kind of eats it, I think, but it'll be a full pot, and then whatever I have left over, I have containers that I'll freeze in because I don't want this to go to waste, but I also can't have an enormous amount. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to make what I make, and then I'll freeze. I'll utilize the rest because I hate for it to go to waste. Right there, guys. Never ending garbage. Emptying my little garbage thingy here that needs to be cleaned out. So what I'm gonna do, let me wash my hands. I don't have you guys on the tripod right now. I just have you on the counter. So I'm just kind of gonna do it like that for now. I don't think where my phone is. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some carrots and onions in it. Okay. I am going to do, I'm going to put, the bones in it from the meat. And I'm also going to put some beef broth in there. All right, so hopefully that'll stay there like that. I have this big piece of onion here that I had from that big onion that I used yesterday. I told you guys I had bought onions, and they were huge. They were only like 6 onions in the bag, but they were huge, and that's all I had. So I was like, I had no choice but to buy it. So I'm just gonna cut them like this, cut it like this. I'm just going to put a little bit of olive oil in here and just let the onions cook up a little bit. And I'll put the beef bones in there. Where is my olive oil spray? I don't know. I don't understand how things just disappear. Oh, it's right here. It's up here now. Oh, Lord in heaven. The prime rib is completely like flavored. It's really, really flavored from when I made it. I really, it was very, seasoned very well and all that. I don't feel like peeling, so I'm just going to rinse these good and just cut them. And they say that there's all the nutrition is in the skin, so I'm not worried about it. I just don't feel like peeling right now. We're all fighting a cold. We all have colds. Jenny came here with a cold for Christmas. Thank God it wasn't COVID or any serious thing. But now Frankie has a bad cold. He's on antibiotic. Darren has a bad cold. So I've been fighting a cold myself. I'm just going to cut these like this. And I'm trying to rest and really get out of it because, I go away into not less than 2 weeks. And I don't want to be sick. I go away. Oops. So, yeah. That's the story with that. Carrot. I'm gonna do one more. I don't have any celery. So I'll put celery seeds. And that'll be fine. President Carter died. May he rest in peace. And let me get the minced garlic. I'm going to put just a little minced garlic in there. Also, Linda Lavin from that show Alice from years ago. Dark hair, she had dark hair. She died yesterday, 89, I think, something like that. Some complications or whatever, but she lived a nice long life too. But she was on the back track. She was on the, President Carter was talking about first because he was one of the presidents, but. Alright, so with all this in here, what I'm going to do is, I don't know if I'm going to use it for here now because this has a lot of garlic. I'm going to see. Regardless, I will put water in here, shake it up, and put it in whatever thing I want to put it in. So I'm just going to give this a little mix. Let this saute a minute. I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I got celery seeds. Since I don't have any celery, I'm just going to put some celery seeds in the bottom of it. And I'm going to put the bones in 1 minute. Because the bones actually still have a lot of meat on them. So what's going to happen is the meat's going to fall off of the bone and fall into the soup. And then what I'll do is I'll siphon out the bones, of course, before we eat it or whatever. But I mean, look at all these bones.
That's a lot of meat.
Yeah, like I could cut these. My sister was telling me that she eats off the bones, like, and then she gives the rest of the bone to her dog. My other sister told her, don't do that because they're really, no, it's not really that as much as it's not really good for them. They said raw bones are better. Raw meat is better for dogs. You wouldn't think it, but it is. So, so this is all fat here, so I don't think I'm going to put that in. I'm just going to put, I mean, there is fat on this, which is going to flavor the soup. That's what's going to do it, but I don't want a whole bunch of fat. But anyway, I'll take off the fat. I'll take out the fat. We're not going to eat the fat, you know what I mean? But all that fat is going to flavor the soup. All right, so I'm going to throw this bone in there. And then I also have, some leftover meat here that I actually, not yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before. Here's another bone, see guys? I actually have, I had a little piece of it. It's delicious. So this is all meat that's good. So I'm putting it all in there because like I said, I'm going to fill it up with broth and water and let this cook. It says I looked up, well, I know how to make beef barley soup. I mean, that's what I make, you know. But I was curious to know what to do with this meat because I didn't want this meat to, I want it to be tender, you know, and I was worried about that. And he said just to cook it like you cook the beef barley soup. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cook it on low. And I was going to do it in my crock pot, but I said, you know what, I don't feel like doing it in the crock pot. I don't feel like a crock pot kind of texture meal. So, a soup, so I'm going to do it in the Dutch oven. And then I could always heat it up, like in the oven. I could cook it on here and then put it in the oven on low, because you know the Dutch oven goes in the refrigerator, in the oven, I mean, so perfect. So yeah, so I feel better because most years we have left over, we eat some of it, and then we throw a little bit out. So this year I feel good, but I don't know why I never thought to make soup with it. Really, like, wow. So anyway. All right, I'm gonna pour some water in there and some broth. And season it up a little bit. Let me give it a little mix here. It doesn't really matter because this is all cooked already. Oh my God, the smell on this, guys, already. I'm also going to put some fresh parsley in here. I'll put some thyme in there and all that. So let's get some water in there. Well, you know what? Let me get the broth first. I'll put the broth in first. I have beef broth in here. I'm going to put the beef broth in. I have a vegetable broth, but I don't want to use that for this. So I have beef bouillon too. So I only have one of these, so I'm going to put one of these in there. All right, guys. So I'm going to put this beef broth in. And then I'm going to put partially water, and like I said, this is a beef-based soup, so I'm not going to, if I had to, I could put chicken broth in it. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to do any difference, really. But I'd rather just keep the beef broth. That's a tongue twister in here, because it really will flavor it good. But, like, you know, the beef bone is going to be this. Oh my God. The beef bone is going to be the star of this show, honey. Yeah. Alright, I gotta get, some water. So I just filled this up most of the way. I'll do a whole nother one in a minute. But, you know, you got to fill it up with the most, like, up to the top because, I mean, you could just add water as it goes because when I'll let it come up to a little bit of a boil for like 15, 20 minutes. Then I'll lower it and put it on the back flame and let it cook low, you know, low to medium because what's going to happen is if you boil it like for an hour and a half, 2 hours, not all of it, but a lot of the broth is going to go away. It's going to evaporate. So I don't want that. So with all my soups and everything, I'm always keeping an eye on them and adding some more. If it's a really brothy soup and you want a lot of broth, you got to keep doing that. You got to go back every little while and add and add some more water or broths, whatever you add to it, so you have enough soup, enough broth. Oh, guys, this meat looks so good. I want to take it out and eat it. Look at that. Look at that. Like, look how good that looks. Like, it's already, ooh, so good. Now, I'm going to season this in a minute. I'm going to put, like I said, some thyme in it. I already put the celery seed in there. I'll put some garlic powder, some onion powder. Because, like I said, the meat has already been seasoned with all that stuff, but you wanna season the broth, as well. So here's some, what was it that you said, onion. Garlic. Just a little bit of garlic because I can always put more garlic in. I don't want to put a lot of, I don't want to over garlic it. I'm going to put some dried parsley. I also have fresh parsley I'm going to put in there. I'm going to put thyme because thyme is one of the herbs that go in this soup. So I was going to put a little Italian seasoning, but later on, if it really needs a little bit more flavor, I'll add a little bit of Italian seasoning, but I don't think I'm going to. We'll see. Oregano. Now I'm going to be on a search to find my thyme because, I don't know where it is, and I don't remember what it looks like. But I have to find it because...
It's the green one.
Yeah, it's the green one. They're all green. Thyme
Well, I don't know what else to tell you. Again, that's
thyme is... Oh, wait a minute. Here it is. But, that's right. I have it in this. I forgot. And I think I'm going to put... It even calls for a little rosemary. I love thyme. But I gotta find my rosemary because rosemary I don't use often. Somebody told me on my video on a comment, which is really, really true. I find that not to put these up here because they're going to get warm and they're going to get clumpy, the seasonings. So I can't put my seasonings here, and they are a little bit warm here. So I gotta watch this and make sure that this doesn't melt or anything like that.
It's metal.
It's metal, so yeah, I don't know, but. My seasonings I'm not gonna put up here because I don't want them to clump up and spend a lot of money on seasonings. I don't want them to be ruined. All right, so I think that's good. I don't want to go crazy on the thyme because I can always put more thyme in. Let me get more water in here. I have to check in my pantry cabinet. I'm pretty sure I have barley in there. I bought barley. I made beef barley a couple of months ago, about a month ago, and I had bought a barley. Had bought the barley and I realized when I got home that I had barley. So I think I have like a half a bag in there, which is going to be perfect. And if it's not, I could always put those little other little pots in there. We'll just see what happens. But, by putting a lot of water, I'm kind of diluting the flavor, but not really because of all those beef bones. So, all right, so I'm going to higher this a little bit, let this come up to a little bit of a boil. I want it to come up to a boil for at least 15, 20 minutes. Then I'm going to put it on the back burner, like I said, and let it cook for like an hour and a half on low. So all those flavors can just marry and all that. Oh my God, guys, this looks so freaking good. And you got some veggies in here. I can even put some string beans in here. I might do that later on. Got some carrots and some onions. Garlic. Smells so good. Alright. So I feel really good about that, you know. It's very, very gratifying when you take something out of your fridge that you know you probably would have threw out and utilized it, you know what I mean? It really does. It feels good because you spend money on all that stuff, you know? Alright, so we're going to let this come up to a boil, guys, and then I'll be back. Guys, look at this. I put the barley in. I even gave my son-in-law some to take to work because he just left for work. It was done, and I just added a little bit more barley to it. I'm going to add a little bit more broth to it because, like I said, we like it brothy, but it is delicious. The meat is tender. It's falling off the bone now. It is amazing, amazing. And the bones are really big. I don't have to really take the bones out. Nobody's going to take a bone, you know what I mean? The meat's falling off the bones and all that, so yeah. So I will show you when I have some of it. This is what's for dinner tonight, guys. If they want to have a sandwich with soup, then that's their prerogative. This is what's going on for tonight. So, so excited. Delicious, yay!